You know what? If there's no bone-crushing grunt punching this series, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if there's no conversation about how Master Chief's hands are made of adamantium or something, I'll be a little let down. Hi, welcome back to the Inside of My Head. 2022, eh? That's a thing now. Yep. And it is delivering the goods. First off, we got the news of the new Godzilla Apple Plus TV series. Now, there's a new trailer for Halo, and I am pumped. Well, overall, I am pumped. But, you know, there are a couple of things that do make me worry. So let's deal with the big issue here. Let's get it out of the way first and foremost. We heard Master Chief's voice in this trailer, and, it's going to take a little getting used to. It really is. And considering that you never see this character's face, I don't know why they just didn't get Steve Downes, the guy who voiced the video games, in to voice this, especially as that is exactly what they've done with Cortana. And of course, doing that would be a slap in the face of this guy, the actor who plays Master Chief, because if you think about it, without the voice, all he'd be doing is adding movement to the suit, like a puppeteer, you know, and I'm pretty sure no self-respecting actors would want that, but you know, f*** your ego, this is Master Chief. But then even Andy Serkis did the voice of Gollum, and his face was used as a reference, so I kind of get where this guy's coming from. But for us as fans, and I'm not even the biggest super fan out there, but if you're used to the voice of Steve Downes from the games, it is quite jarring. But you know what? Let's keep an open mind. Let's not lose sight of the bigger picture and the fact that this is actually looking like being what we've all been waiting for decades now. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but we can already tell it's at least in the right ballpark. Because other than the voice thing, this trailer really cuts the mustard for me. Seeing this first thing in the morning really cut through the Monday blues for me and put a smile on my face. There are a few concerns though, but let's start with the positive. We got our first look at the elites. They look big, they look imposing. I love how Master Chief has to reach upwards to punch them in the face. And I mean, are they really this big in the video games? From what I remember, they were kind of just a little bit bigger than the Spartans, but this guy's massive. And I mean, if this is how big the elites are, just wait until we see the brutes or, you know, the hunters. We got our first look at a Covenant Phantom and even a few frames of a Kig Yar, which are those annoying sniper jackals that talk as if they've got brain damage. The Warthog, which is surprisingly managing to stay in a straight fucking line for more than 2 seconds. We got to see Chief detaching a turret and spraying bullets all over the shop. We got our first look at holographic Hottie Cortana, an energy sword, and we got our first look at this, which I first thought was the Flood, maybe these tentacles belonging to the Gravemind, but then this woman here, who I'll talk about in a second, is saying surrender to the Covenant. What could be happening here is that this is one of those scenes where she's walking through a flashback maybe, and what she's actually saying is join the Covenant because otherwise you have no chance against the Flood. But I also wondered, and this is going a little off piste here, if she can somehow mind control the Flood. And I know that would be kind of out of the box, but you know, if you're introducing new elements anyway. But anyway, forget my theories for 1 second. There's the question of who this woman is, and she's a new character called Makee, who was raised by the Covenant after being orphaned and probably indoctrinated into hating her own kind. Now, apparently there's something special about this character, and whatever that is the reason that she was spared by the Covenant, which, like I said before, could be some way of controlling the Flood, but, you know, probably not. But it also could be a way of communicating with the Foreigners, but, you know, also probably not. Because we also see this, and this is the Anodyne Spirit, the ship otherwise known as the Forerunner Dreadnought, which became an integral part of the Covenant religion, as well as a power source for the Covenant's holy city, High Charity. If you remember, this ship was immensely powerful, being able to power all of High Charity whilst not even at full power, and also activating the portal to reach the Ark. Then there's the question of what this woman's role is going to be in all of this. I've seen some chatter online that she might be sort of like the face of the Covenant in this show, the main antagonist kind of thing, which this shot would seem to support. I'm guessing that this is her here reporting to the prophets alongside this Sangeli, who may or may not be the Arbiter. I don't know. We get a glimpse of young John, this kid right here. And from looking at IMDb, we know that he is in 6 episodes, so expect regular flashbacks. Which is fine to me, which is cool. I like seeing the origin part of this story, but you know, I hope they don't spend too much time on the past stuff and kind of push forward with the momentum of the forwardness. I know what I'm trying to say. Don't be making out like I don't know the end of the sentence before I... This trailer also hinted at a schism between the Chief and the UNSC, with Dr. Horsley first stating that the Spartans are completely controllable, then later Admiral Hood questioning whether Master Chief can be trusted. Maybe this is a conversation that's happening just after one of those times that Chief has gone against orders but ultimately got the job done, you know. But I do wonder how prominent this whole mistrust vibe is going to be in this thing. Like, I don't want to really waste screen time on that kind of thing, and I always much prefer to see when people are all pulling in the same direction, you know? But whatever this discussion right here is, it looks like it's going to lead them to giving Chief Cortana. At least that's what the sequence of shots in the trailer leads you to believe. And honestly, I can't remember how that played out in the video games. I'm not sure if we ever did see Cortana meet Master Chief, if you know what I mean. We see that the main thrust of the plot is probably going to get kicked off with the discovery of the artifact. At least I'm assuming this is the Forerunner artifact. Not entirely sure what else it could be. Which is a Forerunner artifact designed to generate a slip space portal to Installation 00. But the most important thing that this trailer gave us was the release date of March 24th. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I want to subscribe to Paramount Plus. I don't even know if I can in my country. But, you know, long story short, March 24th, chalk it up, people. And I'm going to leave it there for now. Loads of cool stuff on the channel coming up scheduled for this month. I know January was kind of quiet, but that's because I needed to put the time into all the February stuff. But regardless, if you're into sci-fi, mecha, kaiju, anime, all mixed up with stupid, random, wacky stuff direct from my brain to your eyeballs, this really is the place for you, and you should probably hit subscribe. So until the next one, kindly get out of my head. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheerio, bye!